But it was an initial breaking point away from the left-hand path, which I then returned to with the Temple of Blood, which believes and practices a lot of the same things as the Order of Nine Angles, such as terrorism in the name of this sinister quest, and so I aligned with these groups and these people. But kind of gradually just started slowly breaking away from those groups, and eventually met with some of the leaders of a few of these groups and said, look, here's the thing, here's where I'm going, here's where you're going. I don't think these paths are going to be meeting up, and I still have an affiliation with a lot of these groups where I keep in contact with the members and the leadership, and so there's a mutual understanding. I still consider them comrades as they do with me, but we practice entirely different paths at this point.
Wow. Do you have any idea on how widespread religions like the Order of Nine Angles or Temple of Blood are? I mean, I don't know. I know other churches claim to have numbers and such, but
it's really impossible to say, because with groups like the Temple of Blood and the Order of Nine Angles, what they have is they don't have like a Vatican. They don't have a central organization. They have a set of beliefs and a set of practices that anybody can take and form their own cell and operate out of. And so you'll have just about in every, not even major city, but every medium to large size city, you'll have a cell of one of these organizations. I can't go anywhere and associate with people in the occult without running into these organizations and finding them around. And I know what to look for. I know the signs. I know the words. I know the ways to recognize these people and their affiliations. So it's basically everywhere. To be able to take a count, you're really not able to do, because you don't have tithe payers in this. You don't have that kind of structure.
Okay. Hold that right there, will you, EA? It is that time again. We will be right back. EA Koetting, EternalAscentPublications.com. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Truth Brigade on AmericanFreedomRadio.com with E.A. Koetting. And gosh, time flies by. We didn't even, I feel like we're jumping around everywhere, just kind of scratching the surface here and there, and so much to talk about. So I better just shut up now, because we have just a few short minutes left. Practical spirituality, of course, was the topic tonight. And here we are, just, waiting for the end of the show, of course. You've obviously learned a lot with all of your experiences. I thank you so much for sharing them with us. But what is your definition of practical spirituality? And, of course, more importantly, how can we apply it to our daily lives?
Well, that's exactly what practical spirituality is. It's the application of spiritual principles to make fundamental changes in our lives. And this last almost 2 hours has been spent talking about black magic and witchcraft, and that's really just the basis of everything. It's the absolute lowest, one of the lowest forms of developing this ability to interact with the spiritual. It's a gateway that you can walk through to really get into the realization of the connectedness between the spiritual and the physical. So, practical spirituality is using your spiritual knowledge of the spiritual sciences and the unseen reality around you to be able to create substantial and even verifiable changes in your surroundings, in yourself, and in your life. So that's really what's integrally important in spirituality, is that we're able to bring heaven to earth, that we're able to not just pray and believe in these things, but to experience them firsthand for ourselves in a way that is completely impossible to doubt and to say, oh, that's just coincidence. When you're experiencing the spiritual manifesting in your life, and 100% of the time it's creating the results that you're asking for. 100% of the time you're actually seeing and communing with these spirits that you're calling forth. Coincidence goes right out the window, and that really awakens you to the fact that we're living in a multidimensional existence, and that we're just on the outskirts of reality. And that as we can move deeper into ourselves, into the spiritual sciences, that we can really start traveling basically back up the feed into these other levels of existence and experiencing other aspects of our reality.
Absolutely. Gosh, just a couple minutes left. Let me ask you this. If we wanted, if we could only choose one of your books and we wanted to learn more about the application of, well, practical spirituality, which book would we start with?
Well, the book that I've most recently released, which is Questing After Visions, is really the cornerstone of what I'm talking about here, which gets the individual reader into direct contact with the spiritual in various ways through scrying, vision quests, lucid dreaming. Various methods to call into full, visible, and audible appearance in your life the spiritual entities and the energies that we're discussing. So it's not going to be a question of do they exist, but it'll be more of a question of do I at what level do I want to communicate with these entities today? Because it really, the line of if really disappears. It's just it gets to be a matter of choice at that point.
Okay, and that's right on the front page here at EternalAscentPublications.com, Questing After Visions. I like the sound of it, but you're also working on a new book. We have about a minute left. Can you tell us what to expect in your 7th work?
Right, yeah, that's Ipsissimus, and it takes the idea of having visions and bringing the spirituality to Earth and to this plane to the next level, where we actually start embracing the aspects of godhood that are inherent in us as sentient beings, where we start embracing omnipotence, omnipresence, and omniscience, and really getting into that and into soul travel, extending your awareness out completely outside of your body and outside of this realm, and reaching into that which makes us divine.
All right, and do we have a due date, a date of expectancy for Ipsissimus?
It's really coming along so I guess haphazardly, where I'll receive information from other realms and from other places that I haven't really been able to nail down a due date. I am hoping on having that completely finished, ready to go to a printer by the end of this year.
Excellent. All right, so check the website for updates about that, EternalAscentPublications.com. Also, the Spider and Green Butterfly, it says the book is entirely sold out. Is that permanent, or is it something you're going to have again?
I'm still discussing that with people in Haiti to see if they can maybe let me do another print run, because that was an amazing book as well.
Wonderful. E.A., thank you so much for your time, sharing your wisdom with us tonight. Been such a pleasure. I thank you all for inviting us into your home and joining us tonight at Truth Brigade Radio. Have a wonderful weekend. Get outside, get some sunshine, free vitamin D3, okay? Use it or lose it. Hope not. Anyways, abundant blessings and love to all. We will see you next week, same time, same place, Truth Brigade Radio.